I'm going to shift gears here a little bit. And Terry Ann, I'm going to ask you a question about faculty integration into all of this, right? So it's thinking a lot about the students. Well, who is the most face time, right, with students, faculty? So, studies show that faculty play a critical role in reducing academic stress or increasing it. And in particular, how they are thinking about integrating well-being into the classroom. So how yeah, I was how are you, Leah, thinking about working with your faculty as a part of the learning experience?
So this is a campaign of mine. So Lehigh has what I would consider an excellent first year retention rate of 94%. And still, we want to ensure that every student, I'm still concerned about the 6%, but also making sure that the students who do stay are happy while they're here. So we want to ensure that every student is confident that they belong at the institution. And so, as you mentioned, engaging faculty is an important part of that because they have more face time with the students than anyone else really. And so I've been working to encourage faculty to share the responsibility of ensuring that our students feel that sense of belonging. Sheree mentioned the silos that academic institutions are notorious for. And I really agree that it's important to break down those silos and to have that integration across academic units and student support units. So I've been encouraging faculty to implement some smaller practices in their classrooms. So for example, committing to learning all of their students' names, at least when the class sizes permit. We understand that there are some larger classes, but for the most part, we tend to have smaller class sizes at Lehigh. We're also creating more opportunities for faculty and staff to engage with students outside of the classroom. So for instance, in a context like the dining halls, we want to ensure that students aren't dining alone because they can't find someone to eat with. And especially given the social upheaval caused by the pandemic, we want to support them as they find their communities. College is where you find your people, but I think contemporary students may need a little bit of a nudge there. And so the provost, for example, has gone to eat a number of times in the dining hall and makes that kind of a practice. And we'd like to encourage more faculty to do that as well. We also adopted a strategy called the belonging intervention. And this is something that it's a simple exercise that takes very little time and effort out of a class. So this is something that we didn't invent this. It was developed by a colleague at University of Pittsburgh, who's a social psychologist. His name is Kevin Binning. And his research showed that there are overwhelmingly positive effects that in-class interventions initiated by instructors can have on a student's sense of belonging and their ability to adopt a growth mindset in their studies. So what we've done is included faculty members, or instructors, including TAs. We started the pilot in the math courses that had the highest DFW rates. And it's simply a matter of instructors sharing a little bit of who they are, introducing themselves beyond hi, I'm your professor, I've been doing this for X number of years, but talking about their experience, coming to love calculus, having had difficulties, maybe failing a class at some point when they were a student. And it's been remarkable to see how students really embrace the idea that, oh, wow, this person who is teaching me this course has had difficulties in this course. That means that it's not impossible for me to get through it. And it seems simple, but the research on it is remarkable in terms of students really feeling that they can persist in those courses. Students feeling that their instructor is a human being and not just this person standing in front of them speaking with these expectations that they should perform flawlessly in the course. So this was just piloted this semester. We don't have the data as yet, but just anecdotally from a student, the student was overwhelmed and said, oh, I wish we could do this in all of my classes. And it really just took some time out of one class session in the first couple of weeks of classes. And they really just got to know each other in the classroom setting. And it just offered a better, more of a sense of humanity to the class.
Yes. What I love about that is that I think sometimes we can, something like a strategy or a practice can start to feel like this like big new or different thing. And it's like, no, 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 just introduce yourself as a human being. That's it. Nothing fancy, no buzzwords, just who are you? Maybe share a kind of one of the twists and turns of your own journey, a moment of failure, right? Or maybe something about your identity that might create a sense of safety or belonging for someone, right? Like just, I love how accessible that is. That just feels so accessible. I really thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that.